Hi everybody, thanks for joining me for Bits and Bob's week or video 28. Yeah, I'll start this week with showing you my completed pincushion. I did finish up after the last week's video. It's a cute little wool pincushion there on the background. I like how the quilting added some depth to the shape, which is one of the great things about quilting. Besides holding the layers together, it can add so much to your design. Yeah. Okay, this one's next because it's tucked under the um, lacy belt buckle, which is what I'm calling this piece. It's a mother of pearl belt buckle and a piece of lace. And it's also under the hot air balloon. So I will complete the folded teacup, the folded frame. I call these ones folded frames because of the way I made them. There's 6 altogether, 3 different shapes. Anyways, this one with the teacup, I'm going to complete next. I'm wanting to tuck this under because I didn't particularly want the words, so I'm going to tuck that there under so the words don't need to show and it's just the pretty blue and white teacup. Okay, I'll get started and I'll come back when I have some more progress. Okay, I'm back. I finished the folded frame of the teacup and I did the extra embroidery stitching around the edge to meld it in the way I've done before. Oh yeah, that's right. I had something I knew. I was struggling with what I wanted to say. Threads gave me the clue. I have a tip about applique that I probably said before, but this was a perfect example to show you. I didn't have a thread that was exactly the color that matched this fabric. I'll bring it up so I can show you. Okay. I had this one, which is slightly lighter, was the color, but it was slightly lighter. And I had this one, let me pull the piece there, that was slightly darker. Oh, this is not working as good as I imagined. All right, there's my slightly darker one, and let me get my lighter one back. There it is. Oh, no. Let's do this again. My apologies. Okay. Lighter. Darker. Oh my goodness. Yeah, okay. You can see them both there. Lighter, darker. Yes, yes. Now, when I have options like that, the one I prefer to use, can you tell which one I used? Is the darker one because it blends in better somehow. The lighter one usually is this like, look at me thread as far as I'm concerned. So you can see around the edges. You can hardly see where I stitched and I used the darker thread. All right. You do in applique match the thread to the patch you're stitching down, not to the background. And that tiny little stitch that you take along the edge, it's a tiny stitch, so it just blends away. All right, there's that. And then I also, I told you last video that I was I came up with the idea of using this lovely, lovely eyelet that I have as a frame around the edge to finish it off. And before the frame, so besides, this is the background to the edge. This is just the backing that I folded over temporarily just to keep the raw edges sealed. So this white is not going to be here. So we've got this lovely stripe with the flower in it as the background through the whole thing. And then what I'm planning on, still not fully sure which way I'm going, but I'm gonna have a tiny, the usual size binding here, so 1/2 inch of a binding. How I attach all of it, I'm not sure. It might be a faux binding, just to make it look like I have a binding. One of my ideas is that. But so I've been looking through my fabrics, and I've not found a really, I figured a punch of dark blue like this would be really good here. But so far I've not found anything to, yeah, I don't have enough of whatever dark blue I have, or I haven't found it. I'm not even sure. But what I did find, and I love both of these, were these, of course, I've used both of them in the fabric, in the quilt. I love this floral, and you know, me and plaids, love, 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 especially little plaids like that. But I'm not sure if those are solid enough in a good frame to use as that faux binding. So like that. I don't think I'd want to use both. I think I'd want to use one or the other. But so imagine like just a 1/2 inch of that, or 1/2 inch of this. And then beside that, and now we'll pull this out so I can put it on both. Then beside that, the eyelet. That's not showing up very well, but you can imagine it, please. And the reason I'm taking the time to sort of show this to you is I would like your opinion on which one you like of these two. Let me see if I can roll this over a bit there. Okay. So this isn't going to be as wide an amount. It's just going to be like that. Same on this side. Like that, something like that. Ugh, guess I should pin it if I really want to do it. All right, let's just pretend there. Which, knowing this is the background fabric, and I know it's hard to tell without the whole quilt showing. I actually should take the time to hang it on the wall and do it proper, but I'm curious what your opinion is. Do you like the little plaid next to the little subtle stripe, or do you like the floral? Is it going to be enough of a punch to be that little tiny border around the edge of the quilt before the eyelet? Or should I aim for a more solid dark blue? Please comment in the comments if you have an opinion. I'm even looking this, I'm still not sure. I love this, but I'm not sure it's solid enough. I do love it though. And this is more solid. So if I'm looking for solid, I'd probably lean that. Is it enough? Is either of them? All right, that's my ask. Please leave a comment and let me know which one you prefer. And I'll pick this up again. Let me take those away. Show you these again. So that's the pincushion I finished last time, and that's the folded teacup, the folded frame teacup that I finished this time. And next time I get to work on the hot air balloon, because this, or at least part of the hot air balloon, because this is on top. That's my plan. So this edge has to be done in advance. All right, that's it for me this week. I hope you leave a comment and let me know which your preference is. And I hope you had a fun week stitching and got inspiration. And I will share more progress with you next week. Thanks for watching, and happy stitching.